Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. I'm Paul Sweeney alongside Alexis Christoforous, and we're joined by Nora Melinda. Nora, what do you have for us today?
Well, let's take a look at Canada Goose shares. Of course, we know this is a Toronto-based company. I'm looking at ticker GOOS here. And this is, we're seeing shares surging today, up as much as 15%. That's the most intraday since May. This is after the company, we saw a report from CNBC that the company's controlling shareholder is said to have received take private bids that would value the company at $1.35 billion. BI here saying that the bids at that valuation appear low, given the fact that the company's turnaround potential here. And when you look at some of the private equity firms that are kind of in focus right now, we're looking at Boyu Capital and Advent International. They both made verbal offers, but of course we do know that we have some other interested buyers here. So lots of eyes on this stock right now. If you're looking at a year-to-date basis, shares are up about 40% here.
Ooh, nice. Nora, as if Travis Kelce needed another job. And maybe he does to pay for the wedding to Taylor Swift. But he's now the new face of American Eagle, I hear?
Right. He is the new face of American Eagle. It's so interesting because just a couple weeks ago, we were talking about Sydney Sweeney. Now we're
controversy.
A lot of controversy there. But now we're talking about Travis Kelce. And of course, we know that's just coming off of the engagement announcement that we saw between him and Taylor Swift yesterday. We're looking at shares of American Eagle. That's ticker AEO. They're up as much as 6.1% here. And this is after the company is now tapping Travis Kelce as the new face of its brand. Of course, we know that, he's a name that everyone knows at this point, whether you want to or not. And so, of course, this is really going to see a bit of a lift here in terms of shares when we look at Wall Street sentiment here for the company. But we do still have the stock that's down about 24% this year. So they've got quite a few things to do.
What happened to Sydney Sweeney? Is she no longer associated with the brand?
I mean, if you look across the street, we have an American Eagle across the street here in Midtown. Yeah. I still see her on the billboards. As I was walking home yesterday, I still see her out there. So I'm not sure if they're going to replace it with Travis.
Is there any bad PR? That's really
right.
That's right.
Exactly. I mean, their names have been in the headlines. We've been talking about it so much here.
All right, Kohls, what do you got for us? KSS is the ticker. Yes,
ending on another positive note here. KSS, the ticker there, as you mentioned, shares are surging for double-digit gains, up as much as 29% after the opening bell today. And this is after it boosted its full-year outlook. We're talking about a lot of retailers right now, but particularly the company is offering a more optimistic outlook as it pertains to its full-year sales. They're now expecting comparable sales to fall no more than 5% this year, especially when we think about the tariff environment that's really been weighing on a lot of these retailers in terms of sentiment. Of course, this is great news that we're hearing here in particular. And we did have Bloomberg News actually reporting on Tuesday that Kohl's has asked some vendors for more time to settle some of its invoices here. That is something that a lot of investors have really been looking at. But I mean, if you look at Wall Street analysts here, about 43% of Wall Street says to sell the stock, 50% say to hold, but only one analyst here has a buy rating.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.